Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show, man. Today is June 25th. There's only 2 games in the W for today. And actually, I contemplated not even doing the show. I don't really like either one of the games, especially with some uncertainty. But it's here, man. We'll just knock these 2 games out real quick. There is a big slate for tomorrow. I think 4 more games for tomorrow, or it might be just 2 games for tomorrow. Then it's another game on Friday. A couple games I think will be on Friday as well. So try to get ahead of those lines as quickly as we possibly can. We'll jump into a quick recap, talk about these games for today from a side perspective, from a player prop perspective, and then we'll get out of here. It should be a pretty short show. Let's see. All right, so with no further ado, jump into yesterday. I got smoked yesterday. 1-4 day yesterday, as you can see on the screen. Down 3, a little over 3 units yesterday. Only thing that was good was the Sparks team total up and over, and they barely got there. Fourth quarter, started the game off really well. I think he scored 22 points in the first quarter, and then got locked up by the Chicago Sky defense of all defenses. Minnesota. Just retrospect, I think I jumped the gun on the Minnesota team total over. I thought I liked it with whether Fee was going to play or not, but then Brittany Sykes ended up on the injury report yesterday. So with Brittany Sykes not being there, of course, Washington's offense not going to be able to score as many points, and Minnesota ended up losing the game outright. So they scored a ton of points in the first quarter, and I don't even think they got to 20 in any of the other quarters. So Minnesota, I think, scored 60-something points. Seattle came back down to earth yesterday, lost the game outright to the Indiana Fever, got smoked at the crib, doubled down on Atlanta in the third quarter, thinking that they would come out and, show Dallas who was boss. Nope. Atlanta shoots the worst percentage from the field, I think, in quite a while. I can't remember exactly how far. He scored 55 points to the Dallas Wings last night. And that's the variance that you see. So because I took Atlanta on the money line before, Skylar Diggins under her 6.5 assists was a winner bet. But put those 2 things together because I wanted to reduce the juice a little bit and lost that as well. So, not doing well. It seems like I do well, then I don't do well, then I not do well, and I do well. So hopefully we can start to go in the right direction and stay going in that direction. But that's the variance of the WNBA, man. Hopefully you guys made a little bit more money and made more money than I did. I appreciate that because maybe they have been, not yesterday. Yesterday I got smoked. What's up, D Johnson? Appreciate you for tapping in as well. Let's jump into it for today. So first up, we have jaXon. I think jaXon liked the over yesterday between the Fever and the Seattle Storm, and that was a winning bet yesterday. I think it was 166. I think was the total. They did go up and over. The Fever filmed their offense on the road yesterday. Scored 94 points against probably one of the top 3 defensive teams in the WNBA in Seattle. Seattle just wasn't locked in defensively. Leah Boston ended up with a career night last night. I think she had 30 plus for the first time in her young WNBA career. So got to do a little bit better today, but that was a winner yesterday by jaXon. As far as today. First prompt I typed in was what is the best WNBA spread bet for today? And jaXon tells me that they like the Valkyries plus the 7.5, which you can get a 9.5. So make sure you guys are shopping around. Most of these are 9.5s. It says the Valkyries are hosting the Liberty at Chase Center, where they have been exceptional this season, boasting a 5-2 home record. The Liberty, on the other hand, 4-2 on the road, but are missing key players like Jaquel Jones and Leonie Febish due to Euro basketball and an ankle injury. Without Jones, the Liberty are 1-5 against the spread in games she's missed or exited early. Golden State's momentum. The Valkyries have covered the spread in 6 consecutive home games, showcasing their ability to outperform expectations. They also rank 4th in defensive rating and 7th in net rating, making them a tough opponent, even with a thinner roster due to Euro basketball absences. Key players. Kayla Thornton has been leading the Valkyries offense, averaging 16.5 points per game at home. She scored at least 16 points in 6 straight games, including 3 20-point performances in her last 4 home outings. Liberty's vulnerabilities. The Liberty have struggled without Jaquel Jones, and Sabrina Ionescu is listed as day-to-day, which could further impact their offensive efficiency. Additionally, the Valkyries' defense has been effective in limiting star players, as seen in their recent games against Caitlin Clark, where she shot just 3 for 14 with 6 turnovers. So recommendation, take the Valkyries. The jaXon says plus 7.5, but you can get plus 9.5 pretty much on all sports books. So jaXon likes the plus 9.5. We're going to jump into it. It says their strong home court performance combined with the Liberty's injury concerns and against the spread struggles without Jacko Jones makes them a high value play. So we'll talk a little bit more about it, but that's what jaXon likes. Player prop wise, Kayla Thornton over her 14.5 points, and Sabrina Ionescu over her 2.5 3-point make. So let's jump into it for today. But I gave you guys two player prop looks and a side look for the game. First, we'll go to that game. So both of these will be, I think, 10 o'clock. Yeah, both of these start at 10 o'clock because they both played on the West Coast. So first up, we got the Liberty and Valkyrie. I did see this line open at 9.5 yesterday. It went all the way down to 7.5. I think when I looked at the injury news last, there was some update for Timmy Fong Bagley, who is not playing Euro basketball anymore. Her team lost, but she is still out. She's not going to play in this game. So they will still be very shorthanded without her. That'll be less rebounding as well. Now, they are coming off a game where they absolutely smoked the Connecticut Sun at home. This is the third game in a row at the crib for them as well. And honestly, it's not a Valkyries team that I want to fade right now. Tiffany Hayes, Veronica Burton, Monique Billing, Kayla Thornton, Stephanie Talbot, like this team is hooping, even though they've been shorthanded. Now, on the opposite side of that, you got to look at this New York Liberty team, and you got to think that they're going to be completely locked in this game as well. I mean, we're talking about a Liberty team that was balling at the beginning of the season, but just 2-4 against the spread on the road this season, and just 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games overall. So I think we will get the best effort from the New York Liberty. What is holding me up in this game is if Sabrina Ionescu is going to play. She did practice yesterday. She did miss the game before the last game that they played when they played against Seattle on Sunday. And it was late. It was a late diagnosis as well, added to the injury report. But this New York Liberty team is very, very beaten up, man. Like they're down just a lot of exceptional, specifically defensive players. You add Sabrina Ionescu to that mix, and there's no way I could lay this many points. There's no way I could lay this many points. I kind of feel like we see points in this game. I feel like the New York Liberty's defense has not been as good. I know that the Valkyries defense has been really good. So I consider the New York team total under as one of the ways to play this game. But like I said, I kind of want to wait on the confirmation from Sabrina Ionescu to see if she's going to play. Of course, she's going to move the point spread a lot. And the team total a lot as well. But the New York Liberty team total is 86.5 right now. And when I was going through it, earlier, the Golden State Valkyries are the number 1 defensive rated team over the last 5 games. They got a 93.9 defensive rating. The Liberty's offense is taking a slide. They are 8th in offensive rating over their last 5 games, 9th in defensive rating as well. Golden State's just an absolute juggernaut at the crib, man. They are a 5-2 straight up, 6-1 against the spread at home. They've covered 5 of their last 6 games, 6 of their last 7 games as well. 7 of the last 10 games as well. And like I said, this is the 3rd straight home game of a 5-game homestand. So it's also the 3rd matchup between these two teams, right? They played in New York earlier this season. Both games did go under 163.5 and 165. New York did win and cover the first one. And then they barely won the second one. They beat them 82-77, I think it was, which was played 2 days later. Like I said, both played in Barclays. So I kind of think if Sabrina plays, I want to see this Liberty team total go up, and then maybe I'll take a under. I think it'll be difficult to score against the Valkyries in Golden State. And I know that you would think that the league would be starting to catch on, to how well the Valkyries are playing, specifically at home. But I mean, it still feels like teams are kind of getting punched in the mouth when they come in, right? Like I said, the Valkyries are 6-1 against the spread. They're giving up an average of 74 points per game, and they've held 4 straight opponents under their team total. 6 of their 7 opponents so far that has come into, to Chase Center have not hit their team total yet. Matter of fact, they haven't given up 87 points, and that's what the New York Liberty team total is for today. 87 is their team total, and like I said, this Valkyries team hasn't given that much up. So that's where I wanted to look. But like I said, I kind of want to see what happens with kind of want to see what happens with Sabrina Ionescu, but that would be the look for me. New York team total under 86.5, but it'd definitely be pending an injury report in this game. Let's see if anybody has any thoughts on this one in the comments, and then we'll move over to the next. What's up, Hype MMA? Appreciate you for tapping in. DJ says all the favorites won yesterday. You just can't cap that. Yeah, all of the dogs won yesterday. I think you mean you can't cap that. That's a fact. And there's volatility in the WNBA, man. I think that's why a lot of people stay away from it and don't bet it. Brian says, good morning, Chris. It's Chicago Sky plus 7.5 live bet yesterday. Was a cash. Thank you for your handicap. I mean, I know I couldn't lay with the Sparks. Boy. Now, I don't know if the Sparks going to lose tomorrow by 11, though. That line is 11 versus Indiana tomorrow. And the total is already moving up. And that's the first thing I wanted to take. But neither here nor there. We'll stay on today's game. Dom says he took the under 163.5. Liberty team total under as a pivot. I think it's Liberty team total under, man. The reason why, Doms, I wouldn't play Aces. I mean, the reason why I wouldn't play I wouldn't add Golden State in there is because granted their offense isn't great, but it's getting better. Last 5 games, they got a 103.5 offensive rating versus the full season, just a 98.2. And the New York Liberty, like I said, defensively, they've been giving it up. They're actually allowing the third most points per game over their last 5 games, 85.4. So that almost made me think maybe just take the Valkyries team total up and over. Can they get to 76 points? I would think so. I mean, that's not too much to ask. Valkyries average 79 over the last 5 games. They're averaging 82. So I think, with the Liberty struggling defensively, 9th in defensive rating the last 5 games, 11th in points allowed per game, and with them playing at the number 1 pace, the Liberty are. Valkyries, if they control pace, this game will be played a lot slower. They're 10th in pace and 11th over the last 5 games. So I think it'd be a little bit more of a Liberty team total under. I think the Valkyries can continue to slow teams down that come into Chase Center, even though the Liberty, I think, will be completely locked in for this game. So that's my thought process. My opinion, not yours, says Brianna Stewart. Boards at 5.5 is really low. The books might know something. I didn't even take a look at that. Let's just take a look, because that is really low. That's really, really low for Stewie. Without jaXon. Let's see. Yeah, it's 5.5 minus 155 though, so it's 6.5 on most books. Actually, you can get 6.5 at plus money, and I don't know. I would need to look a little bit more into jaXon Jones being on and off the floor. I think I know Sabrina went to school out there, close to, she's an Oregon Duck girl. So I'm expecting her to, if she plays, to have a good game in this one. But I didn't really look at too much in the player props. Brian says Golden State plus 9.5. I think it's the play for me today, and I agree with that. What's up, Bissy? Appreciate you for tapping in, bro, as always. But yeah, plus the points or New York team total under would be the ways that I would bet this game. We move over to the second game, last game on the board. the Aces are laying 19 points now at the crib. Against the Connecticut Sun. This total, I wrote in my notes yesterday, it was at 161.5. It's come down now to 159.5. And I mean, boy, this is a lot of points to lay with the Aces. I can't quite get there. We haven't seen, I think this play, the line is more of an indictment. And this opened at 15.5. So it's moved 3.5 points. And a lot of that, we go to the injury report, is due to Marina Mabrey not being available. And when I was looking into, the Connecticut Sun, 2 things that really stand out in this spot. Connecticut Sun without Marina Mabrey, because Marina Mabrey will miss this game. Aces have everybody in that they have normally had in. This offense is not good, 1 on the road, and 2 without Marina Mabrey. So Exhibit A, without Marina Mabrey on the floor, there are a minus 15, which I guess is still within 19 points. They're minus 15.79 without her on the floor. Offensive rating of 90, defensive rating of 106. With Marina Mabrey on the floor, they're minus 21. So they get beat by even more with Marina Mabrey playing, probably because she's a cone on defense. 93 offensive rating and a 115 defensive rating. So the defense gets a little bit better without Marina Mabrey. I mean, it feels like it has to, because they can't score the ball as much. And then the other thing I was looking at the Sun as a road dog. So the Sun have been a road dog 7 times so far this season. They're 1-6 straight up. The only game that they won was against the Fever in Indiana without Caitlin Clark. But yeah, they've been getting smoked since then, right? They played the Liberty since then. They lost by 48. They played the Mystics since then. They lost by 37. They did cover against the Fever, even though they lost that game by 18, which is right where their spread is. And then most recently on Sunday, they played in Golden State against the Valkyries, scored 63 points and lost that game by 24 points. So with that being said, man, this is probably about where the line should be. Now, the Aces haven't been great, of course. They're just 2-5 against the spread at home this season, just 3-7 in the last 10 games. It is the first leg of a back-to-back. They got the Mystics coming into town tomorrow. The only way I would be able to look is towards the under. I think that's the play. Aces, I don't think they need to score 90 points with their team total is 89.5. I don't think they need to score 90 points against this team. Even though the Aces play fast, they are 5th in pace on the season, 7th in pace over the last 5 games. Connecticut is the worst offensive rated team in the WNBA, and they played the second slowest pace. So if this game slows down, I think there's a way for it definitely to go under. I don't think the Aces really need to go super hard in this game. There is one player prop I wanted to show you guys as well. So let's head over to Outlier real quick, and then I'll go through the comments and we'll jump off of here. Get into a quick recap and we'll jump off of here. But let's see. The player prop that I like in this game, it's a couple different ones, honestly. Of course, I'm always timid to play player props, especially in big blowout games like this. But one that really stuck out to me was Jackie Young, right? Initially I was looking at Jackie Young's assist, and this is Outlier. There's a link in the description for a 7-day free trial if you guys want to check it out. So Jackie, I was initially looking at her assists because Connecticut allows a bunch of assists, right? Her assists listed at 3.5. You can see she's been crushing this number over in 4 straight games, 5 of her last 6. And when they played Connecticut earlier this season, she only had 2, but they won this game by 25 points, even though they were on the road. This was the second game of the season. And this game also stayed under the total for today as well. So I initially was like, 3.5 seems like a gift, but then I pivoted to her points plus her rebounds plus assists, because she also can get boards as well. This 7.5 number feels a little light for me. 6 straight overs she's had. I feel like she can get this even with the blowout. Like I'm expecting Connecticut to miss a lot of shots. I think Jackie could go down there and grab the boards. She's a pretty good rebounder. They don't have a lot of great rebounders on this team outside of Asia Wilson. So I think Jackie could, continue to facilitate. Get the looks for the team. And I mean, you see here, nobody's giving up more rebounds than the Connecticut Sun. And they also bottom 5 in assists allowed as well. So Jackie Young over her 7.5 assists. It does come in a little juiced at 7.5 at -136. I think it was a -135 out there as well. You got to shop around for the best number, but that's the way I wanted to play this one. And then I would just look towards the under. I kind of feel like I don't want the Connecticut Sun, of course, because in my estimation, without Marina Mabrey, this offense is really going to struggle. It's really difficult for me to take a team total under like 70. That seems a little too low for me, even though we know Connecticut offense can struggle. 70.5 is their team total. I'm just of the mindset that the Aces won't need to score 90.5 in this game, especially with having the Mystics on deck tomorrow. So under would be my recommendation for the full game. There is a way that Connecticut could probably score 65 points in this game. Aces did look really great defensively against the Indiana Fever. Not sure how locked in they'll be in this game. So that's my thought process. The other thing I wanted to mention is that Connecticut as a road dog are losing by average of 22 points per game. And I think I mentioned this already, but they've lost 4 of their 7 games by 17 points or more. And I kind of read those off already. They also lost to the Dream by 24. So I think the offense sucks. I don't know, man. I just don't want ladies to make points with the Aces. Aces ain't been smoking people like this. Let's see what the thought process is here. We'll jump off of here. That's what I thought, James. Yep. James says Sabs from the Bay. Says she's playing for sure. And if she's playing for sure, that means that the Aces team, that Liberty team total will go up. And then if you like the under like I do, then you will probably want to get it on the under. Or even if you want to take the points, you might can get a 10.5. Because I expect money to come in on the Liberty in a bounce back spot. Still not, I'm still a little shaky on the Liberty defensively. I know offensively what they're capable of, but I I just think Leonie Phoebus and Jacquel Jones not being available over the last handful of games is showing up. The proof's in the pudding. We know how good the Liberty started off the season when they were the only undefeated team. And then all of a sudden, they can't win. They can't cover. Phoebus and Jacquel Jones are humongous for that team. Let's see. Brian says Ace first half -11. Vegas, what do you think? I can't lay 11.5. I can't lay 11.5, Brian. That's insane to me. I guess I can see it, but I don't want to get involved in the spread in this game unless Connecticut comes out, with some firepower early, and then I take the Aces live, or the Aces come out and blow Connecticut out. They winning by 25 at halftime. Then I still probably wouldn't want Connecticut, but it would make sense for the Aces to try to smack up Connecticut and rest a little bit in the second half of this game for the Mystics. Whenever I used to bet like that last season, it wasn't always the most profitable. So I'm not really doing it this season. So at least so far, I'm not going to. Dom says Aces team total under 89.5. I do think they will need to score 90. I think is what he says. I don't think they'll need to score 90 to win this game. Plus, they have a game tomorrow, and I agree with that. Dom's is actually at 90.5 on BetMGM, but it's juiced. I do see that at -125, Dom. I'm looking right at it right now. -125 for the Aces team total under 125.5. And it's not that they can't score that many points. It's just that I don't really think they're going to need to. Not against this Connecticut Sun team, man. Especially without Marina Mabry. I just think the offense is going to be even worse. And it's not even it's an indictment on the Connecticut Sun offense. Not even I don't want to back the Aces defense. I don't think the Aces defense is that great, but that's just my thought process on these two games, man. Like I said, don't really love any of them at all. Don't really love any of the plays at all, but I think an Aces team total under, Connecticut under as well. Jackie Young over 7.5 rebounds and assists in New York. Team total under would be the ways that I would bet if I was betting today. Like I said, I didn't pull the trigger on anything. If I do add something, I will send it out to the members. Dom says if the Aces are up 20 at the end of the third, I'm betting Sun. And that's the way I would do it as well, because they're not going to put the starters back in. And I'm not a big fan of the Aces bench. I love Nee, but I'm not a big fan of Kirsten Bell. Just don't move the needle for me. And also, two of their star, bench players are still on the injury reserve, of course, with Cheyenne Parker-Tyus and what's the other one? Meg Gustafson. Yeah, those players are still out. So that's what I'm liking for today. Didn't bet anything. Like I said, if I do, I'll send it to the members as always. The link is in the description, man. Trying to turn it around. Need some winners. We'll be watching these games, trying to bet them live and make some money. We'll get ahead for tomorrow as well. Couple things that I'm eyeing. Resources, as always, are here. Check them out. Link is in the description, as it always is. Best of luck on your action for today and whatever it is that you guys are betting. Do me a favor, hit the like button for me on the way out. Subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on so you know when I go live, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. I'm out.